weeks ago, I had the opportunity to talk to some of our management people at our mid-year review session. And what I said to them is that these past 25 years or so, what we have done is to build a foundation. And it is the foundation that we believe by the end of this year, we would have completed the building of. So what has happened really is just to build a foundation. From here on, what we want to do is to stand on this strong foundation and build the house that we have designed. So if what you are seeing is the foundation, then we believe that that house should become a strong home for many, many, many people to live in. And that home, we want to invite you to become a part of that home, because we want to become partners, not just to see you as our clients. We don't also want you to just see Gold Coast as some people that every now and then you give some funds to manage on your behalf. And it is important because it is only through partnership that we can establish something credible, that we can establish something that lasts, and that will enable us to also provide the kinds of products and services that can withstand scrutiny of any type. And there is something that we did a little over a year ago. And it is not the biggest investment that we have made, but it is one that has provided us with a bit of satisfaction, and I want to share it with you. On April 29th, 2016, we obtained control over a small bank, a very small bank, on the south side of Chicago in the US. It was called the Illinois Service Federal Savings Bank. We shortened it to ISF Bank. It is not the gaining control over the bank that is important. It is withstanding the scrutiny of the organization they call the Office of the Controller of the Currency in the US, the OCC. The OCC is the national banking regulator in the US. What I need for you to know is that it took about a year for us to engage the directors of the bank, and then it took about 4 months for the regulator to review our credentials. And when I say review our credentials, they reviewed everything that we have done in this world. And I'm not just talking about the companies, that my family, myself, everything that we have done, they have reviewed. And I was subjected to a 4-hour interview. And after the entire process, they then finally, on that day, decided to give us the license to take over control of this bank. Now, you must understand how this world works. This world is not, it doesn't work for you and I. When I say you and I, we are Africans. We are black people. This world doesn't favor us. This world treats us harshly. And sometimes we are part of that harsh treatment, because we too we look at each other. You are black, I am black. You're African, I'm African. So I don't trust you, you don't trust me. And so what I do, you criticize not with the intent to make what I do better, but with the intent to prove that after all, who are you? And I do the same to you. We do that to ourselves sometimes. And because of that and other things, it is difficult to establish a strong business foundation in Africa and move out to other parts of the world. And so when this happened, I met a Nigerian owner of a bank on one of my trips to the US. And he said, you are the one who I hear has acquired a bank in Chicago. How did you do it? How did they allow you to do this? And that's the point I'm trying to raise here to you, is that we have tried over the years to conduct our business affairs with discipline, knowing that everywhere that we go, we will be subjected to some of the highest levels of scrutiny, personal, business, and so on and so forth. So wherever we go, we recognize the rules, and we play by the rules. And we know that somebody may not want us to be where we are. Perhaps out of 100 people, 99 people may want us to be there, but one of them may not want us to be there. And so that license for us represented a validation that for us is of very strong character. And so yesterday, something also happened. In this same Chicago, that the city of Chicago treasurer, and let me make sure that we understand the relationships here. You know, when you say the city of Accra, I don't think that any one of us knows who the treasurer of the city of Accra is, or how much money he or she has in their bank account. But the city of Chicago treasurer, I can tell you, has over $7 billion in the bank account that he manages. So the city treasurer yesterday went to our bank in Chicago and made a deposit of $20 million. Now, it has never happened before. Now, he made that deposit after also going through some of what we have done since we acquired the bank and the restructuring that we've been taking it through, with the promise that as we move along, when the bank gets stronger and we need additional funds, that they will place additional funds with our bank in Chicago. Now, yesterday I was here. Friday I was there. They wanted me to stay, to be standing there with him to receive the check. But I told them that I had an important assignment in Accra today. So if I stayed there to receive that check, I couldn't be here with you this morning. This is important to me. And this is important to our group, to be able to offer, to share with you some of what we have been doing all along that some of you may not be aware of. I'm going through to let you understand that some of you, you've done business with us for years. But the business you've done with us Some of them, you come and you say, well, I have this money, and I want to do a 91-day instrument with you. So we ask you, why 91 days? Why not 3 years? Why not 5 years? And then some of you look at us and you say, but you know, sometimes you're not sure. Some tell us that your boards, your directors, they want to do short term, and they want to be able to take the money, you know, quickly. But you've done business with us for years. So why keep these things in short-term instruments? And so I want to make that point to you, that we are making the system difficult for all of us. We are included, not just you, we all of us. We are making the system difficult for all of us because we are not trusting our financial system to place monies on a long-term basis with anybody. So the only ones who tend to get long-term money tend to be insurance companies. But if it is a bank, we say, well, maybe some fixed deposit here and there. If it's a rural bank, they want to give you some small money and they want a short tenure. If it's an investment company, it's the same thing. Many will not put their monies on the Ghana stock market for similar reasons. They, for the most part, have returned much superior returns and value to people. And I am always citing the example of fan milk, that the money that I used to buy fan milk when they went public way back then, it is my dividend that I get every year now is much higher in value than the original money that I used to buy fan milk. But I've had to be patient to wait for a long period. And of course, it's not every stock that is performed that well. Some have misbehaved, you know that. But for the most part, a lot have also done very well. So what is my point? My point to you is that at Group Nduom, what we have tried to do is to try to be patient enough to build. And when we make money, we don't just go and spend the money. We invest the money. And we find investments that would also prove to be valuable, not just to us, but to our customers. So let me give you some examples of some of the investments that we've made so that you know. If you go to Liberia, we have GN Bank in Liberia. It didn't come easily. The GN Bank that we have in Liberia was offered to us. It was offered to us because of an initial investment that we made in a company called the Liberia Enterprise Development Company. Enterprise Development Finance Company. We call it LEDFIC, LEDFC. Now, LEDFIC is a company that we didn't set out to go and acquire. It was offered to us. It was offered to us by the Overseas Private Investment Corporation of the US, OPIC. This LEDFIC had been set up with very good intentions by some people, some of whom you might recognize. Bill Clinton was a part of it. There's a man called Bob Johnson. Those of you who watch television, BET, he was the founder. He owns more than 200 hotels in the US. he gave them a $4 million grant as part of starting this company for Liberia after the war. But then the company ran into some difficulties. And so they looked for some organization to take it over, to run it. And they came to us. And we took it over, and it has been run successfully by a young man from Ghana who we put there, and has been so successful that the initial amount that OPIC put into that organization was $20 million. And just a week or so ago, we received a commitment letter from the same OPIC for another $20 million that we should manage in Liberia to fund the activities of small and medium-scale enterprises there in Liberia. Because of that success, the Central Bank of Liberia, when they were looking for someone to rescue a bank, they came to us. And it is because of that rescue activity that we now have GN Bank in Liberia, now with 11 branches there. So what we have been able to do is by reputation, is by following and doing certain things, hopefully the right way, and by people referring opportunities to us. And we value that reputation much more so than anything else. And because of that reputation, now people call us and bring us opportunities for investment, opportunities to engage in a number of different things. And so we now are able to sit back and say, well, this one might be good, that one we don't think so. And we are very careful of what we do with the money. Some of you, you don't know that some of the funds that you give us, we invest in infrastructure projects here in Ghana. So you may be traveling along a road or on a road in Ghana that was funded and pre-financed by monies that came from you. So there are some Get Fund projects. There are some road projects. There are some bridge projects. There are even some markets that are being built that many people don't know that the pre-financing came from us. And when I say came from us, the monies, some of them came from you. But you don't know. But that's what we do. Because we also don't go out there and tell everybody in the world that this project was pre-financed by Gold Coast. I hope you understand what I'm... Because somebody who invests should invest not just confidently, but also should invest quietly in many instances. And so there are some successful contractors in Ghana, building houses, roads, whatever else, schools, who have developed because of the relationship that they have had with us. And this year, we have said before the end of this year, you will hear us launching the rice revolution in Ghana. Not because we are the only ones, not because we will even be the biggest ones, but our responsibility as a major investment vehicle in Ghana is to look for areas where the value can be created. And so we decided earlier this year, sometime last year, after some careful study, that we should lead and publicize the fact that we can grow rice, mill rice, and deliver some of the best quality rice right here in Ghana, and help remove or at least significantly reduce the importation of rice. So that is what led us to Raura, those of you who know that we are there. It led us to Raura to take over and invest in a rice mill that had been there since the 1970s, but had not worked well. So we went there, rehabilitated it, and started working. Now, I decided that the best thing that I should do is to put one of my names on the rice. Because if one of my names is on the rice, then anyone who would go and produce bad rice will suffer. So if you see rice called Ejumorua rice, it came from us, and there's a reason for it. So we've produced rice, and then we determined that the machines were indeed too old. So if you go to Raura today, you will find that we are installing a brand new mill over there. And hopefully in October or early November, we will go back to Raura, and we will start the launching of that rice revolution from there. We're also building one at Asinibreku in the central region, and one in Karaga in the northern region. We intend to build 2 more. But we will only do them to show to people that this can be done successfully. And then we will gather some of the other people who are milling rice, because now other people have also built some mills since we started. And those who had been in it before have become more energized. So if we collect all of us and we help each other, I believe that in 4 years, Ghana will not have the need to import 1 single grain of rice to this country. I am saying this to you because some of the motivation for doing this comes from you. It comes from you. Because we know anything that we do it not just for ourselves, but for the people who are also looking for opportunities, safe opportunities to invest their money and gain value. I want to assure you this morning that money passed on to any one of our companies goes through some of the highest scrutiny and is some of the safest monies that you can find anywhere. We have not lost 1 peswa for anybody who has given monies to any one of our companies anywhere in Ghana or anywhere else in the world. And while I'm doing this, let me also mention, you know, that we have got a few. I'll mention some of the ones that we have that are going to make a presentation to you, and then I'll sit down for all of us to listen to the presentations. GN Life Assurance. The managing director is sitting right here, Mr. Fifi Simpson. They are going to talk to you about their bank assurance product that we would like to engage in with you. We do have, everybody knows mobile money. Well, we have GN mobile money of a different type. If I give you a phone today, if it's an MTN phone and you want to do mobile money, you can only go and use that MTN phone to do MTN, to put money in an MTN mobile wallet. Well, we have changed that equation. That with any phone, MTN, Vodafone, anyone with GN mobile money, you can register instantly and have a wallet with any phone from any network. So there's no restriction. And then with that phone, I can send money to anybody, no matter which phone they have. Of course, if they also have a GN mobile money wallet, it's easier for them, but it can send it to anybody. But also, from that phone, with a GN mobile money, you can also do airtime with anybody. So no more scratch card or anything. It's all there. We would like to offer that product to you. And you know, this product, we have linked it to GN Bank, but let's say your rural bank wants to have a mobile money product linked to the bank account. I would like to offer that to you if you want it. So you can link it to your customer's bank account. And that GN mobile money, we are transforming it into a product called Pay Global. The GN mobile money today is *712#. And if you do it right now, you can register. But we're transforming it into Pay Global. And our aspirations are not small. The Pay Global, we want it to become a true digital currency. We would like for that, if I have Pay Global here, eventually, I want to be able to take this phone with Pay Global, put CDs on it, and go to Nigeria and spend Naira from it. Go to London, spend pounds. Go to America, spend dollars, and come back with a balance and spend CDs in Ghana. Now, this is not some Kweku Anansi story. What I'm saying to you now, I can do it now. We are going through the regulatory process, the licensing process, but I can do it now. And we have just done a test. You can send money to somebody in Liberia because we have a currency converter in here. So what I'm saying is that this thing that we're doing, it would also become money transfer. So we want to do it with you also, those of you who are interested. So there's a gentleman sitting there, Kofi Asamoah. He's responsible for this GM Mobile Money and Pay Global. He's over there. He's a young man. But I know some of you do money transfer, not so. Yes. You all do money transfer. Yes. So you do it with MoneyGram, with all of them. So now you will do it with Pay Global too. Because we want to have that relationship. And we do media also. I'm not going to be able to mention all the media things, but any GN media outlet we have, I can tell you right now, because of the partnership we want to do with you, if you do anything with them, they will give you 50% discount. 50%. There are some additional things. This same telephone I have is my TV also, because on it I have mobile TV, FD mobile. You can get it as well and watch. So when I go anywhere that I go, I watch TV on my phone. We'll show you that as well. And there are a couple of other things we want to talk to you about. And so all I'm saying to you is that when we are done, the ladies and gentlemen that will make presentation, they have other people there with them. We want you to take their phone numbers or email addresses or whatever and have them come and talk to you. And let's see, because I want us to sign partnership agreements with you. And I'm not just interested in what you do with Gold Coast. What you do with Gold Coast, that has been established over a period of time. But we want you to be part of our broader family. And oh, if, by the way, there's a rural bank that is facing, you are here, you are one of our customers, and you're facing financial difficulty, come and see me. It is, so my last words, and then I'll sit down, is that we want to be about money. When I say money, good money, disciplined money, patient money, money with character, money that doesn't cause problems for anyone, and money that goes where we tell them to go. And when we tell them to come back, it's money that we also want to come back. We want to be known for that in this country. And so other people may do bigger things. They may do some very wonderful things. But when it comes to safety, it comes to discipline, it comes to being assured, and so on and so forth, that is GN money. That's where we want to be known for that. And eventually, we also want people to know that if you want to make investments that lasts, investments that bring value, long-term value, that we will be there for you. So the partnership we want to establish is something that we hope will set a whole different tradition in Ghana. Whole different tradition in Ghana. A tradition that says we can trust our own. We can depend on our own. That I am black, you are black, I'm Ghanaian, you are Ghanaian, I'm African, you are African, but that we trust each other with our money, with our investment, the investment going from you to us, from us to you, or wherever else, and that it is safe, sound, it's secure, and it's credible. And some of you may be wondering, GN Bank, because they've come up with this big minimum capital there, that 400 million. Some people, they are looking at me saying, well, will GN Bank be able to find that kind of money? Hey, 400 million. It's not small money. But I want to look at you and tell you, GN Bank will have that money by the end of next year, because we have a business we want to do. And hopefully, as we go over the years, you will also find that we may be where you are, but we want to do what we do in collaboration. And we want this GN Bank to remain and do the good things that it's supposed to do, together with other players in the system. So yes, I've made my opinions known on this matter, that the 400 million for everybody, I don't believe is the right thing to do. Because you build banks for different purposes, for different reasons. Somebody wants to do oil and gas. They need big, big money to do oil and gas. I like retail banking. I like to go to the small people to do banking. because that's what they need. I don't need the same amount of money some other person needs. But my regulator says he wants 400 million. So what am I going to do? I'll have to find the 400 million. So we'll get there. But we must understand that we, the same people, we own a small bank in America. We didn't have to go and find 400 million in America to start a bank. We have a small bank, and it serves the community that it's in. So this one-size-fits-all, if one-size-fits-all worked in life, then you might say that I ran for president once, twice, 3 times. It should have been my turn the last time, if one size fits all. That got your attention. So once again, I thank you for being here. We will now go and do the presentations, and I've asked the people doing the presentations to make them short, just to tell you what exactly it is that we are offering to you, how you can gain value from it, and then hopefully there will be time, if you are interested, for them to engage you and see if we should be doing that together as partners. So thank you very much for listening to me.